another really easy breakfast recipe that can be adapted to anything that you need to fit. This one's just the base. So what you're going to need, 9-inch pie pan, and this one is, for me, it's 200 grams of frozen hash browns. You can get these anywhere. Sure, they're just shredded potatoes. It makes everything a lot easier. And then here, my vegetables, I have 75 grams of onion, 75 grams of green bell pepper, and a can of mushrooms that I found in the pantry I'm trying to get rid of. And then I have, and I'll saute those here in a minute. And then I have an egg mixture here. This is 2 eggs, 100 grams of egg whites, minced garlic, and then my spices. And you can use whatever you want, spices of choice. But I have onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of garlic salt, and then here's the minced garlic that I was using. It's the Kirkland brand you get from Costco. Then the only other thing that you would need, so I'll just add mozzarella cheese to it. I actually made this in advance for breakfast that I'm going to be making in the morning, but I wanted to have this for dinner also because it's a really voluminous meal. You get a lot of food and it's not a lot of calories. So mine actually just came out of the oven that I made tonight. I didn't use the veggies, but I had the same hash browns, the same egg makeup, and the mushrooms, the other that I was trying to get rid of. And it's still hot. I just pulled it out of the oven. But I don't know how well that shows up, but that is a 9-inch pie pan. That's the mushrooms that you can see there. Another thing that you can do is add it to like a corn tortilla if you have room for the carbohydrates. And I like salsa with mine. Usually I'll cut it into quarters. And this is a good idea too if you're serving more than one person. You can make a meal out of it. I'll add mine to corn tortillas, and I like to add a guacamole to it, or you can add just about anything. I prefer guacamole and salsa, and then a corn tortilla if I can, or you can get whole wheat tortillas, whatever you have that'll fit it. But I'm going to make the rest of this up in the morning, and I'll show you that, because I didn't saute those veggies that I just had on the one now, because I'm having that before bed. But these will be sauteed in the morning. I use a little bit of cooking spray, cook them up until they're tender, and then you take the hash browns, put them in here. Make sure this is greased because it'll stick really bad if you don't. And then layer it depending however you want it. Also, another thing I'll use is like turkey sausage works really well as an additive, or any type of vegetable that you prefer. You don't want to use too many moist veggies like squash because it'll have a tendency to be kind of mushy. I don't like it. If it's a textural thing that doesn't bother you, that's fine. The next morning, and now I'm going to run through how to do this. I preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Got my 9-inch pie pan. Get that all ready to go so nothing sticks. And then you take your hash browns. You layer the bottom of the pan like this. You can do it in layers too, like hash browns, veggies, alternating. But I just like to do it all at one time. Get it all done. Get that out. Then the veggies that I showed you last night, I put in a pan, sauteed them, just kind of softens them up a little bit. But then you add that in there, like this. Spread those around. And then here's the egg whites that I use. This is just easier than cracking eggs. They're more expensive though, it's about $5. Here's my egg mixture. 2 eggs, 100 grams of egg whites. Spread that. And I do like to add like sausage or stuff like that sometimes. Just depends on what I feel like that morning, but I'm trying to clean out the pantry here. So got that. And then you want to make sure that the eggs get on everything. Mix that up there, like so. And then I'll top this with a little bit of cheese, about, I don't know, 3-4 minutes before it's done. You want to bake it for 20 to 30 minutes, just base it on how much you're using. If you got more ingredients, it's obviously going to take longer. So there's that. Throw this sucker in the oven. Check it out. Now we are about 22 minutes in. I weighed out 3/4 of an ounce of mozzarella cheese, 21 grams. And all you do here, pull this sucker out. It's got a couple of minutes left. And top it with the cheese. Try to get it evenly so it'll melt. You have like a, it's not going to be like a cheese crust, but it definitely gives a little something to it. Probably another 4 or 5 minutes. In about 29 minutes. But it is done. And the breakdown of this one exactly, and I'll include it, is 36 grams of protein, 49 carbohydrates, and 14 grams of fat. And it's a lot of food. I'm going to eat this in one sitting, but you can include, like I said, tortillas, anything like that. You can see there's nothing really I can compare it to, but it is a full-size pie pan right there. Get an idea. But this will work too, is like if you're hosting people or if you want to have like multiple meals without having to cook. And I know that's a lot of the comments and questions that I'll get from people are, do I have meals that you can prep that you can use several times? I mean, you can add more to this and cut it in quarters and then have each one be a serving. You just got to account for it and consider everything that you're using. Here are the tortillas that I'll use. It's Mission ones, corn tortillas. Yeah, hold on, honey. You use 3 of them. Looking at 24 carbs, 3 grams of protein, 1.5 fat, 4 grams of fiber. It really gives you a ton of food. I mean, I don't have anything I can really compare how big this is to, but it is a good amount of food and it's convenient and it'll store well. What do you want to say?
If you take vitamins, it will help you get big and strong and big and healthy.
Okay, is that what you're going to tell everybody this week?
Yeah, so if you drink a lot of water and a lot of milk, it will help you get big.
All right. Say bye.